Hello and welcome in the mountains. Today I'd like to review my year of daily drawing. I remember how rocky the start had been. I'd been quite nervous on the first day. I wanted to draw for fun, but kept taking the fun out of it. Almost every line made me hesitate. Adding color was even trickier. I used color on the first day, and then I shied away from it for a long time. But I didn't shy away from the eraser. I questioned every line and kept redrawing. Until I switched to something unerasable, ballpoint pens and fine liners. Drawing in ink felt uncomfortable as well at first, but it was also exciting and liberating. I learned that the lines don't need to be perfect. Imperfections could be fun and add a character. I started to trust myself more and saw my confidence grow with each page. Eventually I even felt like adding color again. And before I knew it, I had been drawing for 100 days. Each drawing told a story, a moment of my year. Like the first pumpkin harvest from our garden. A cozy train ride with a book my older brother had lent me. Feeling the winter blues and preserving mandarins with my older sister. A lovely mess after trying a new recipe. A funny incident in the kitchen. The charming details of an old lighthouse. One of our curious balcony friends, and the garden at the beginning of summer. When I was away from home, I drew my notebook and combined it with text for a change. These are from a trip to Prague with my best friend. A steam train ride with my younger sisters and my mother. A trip to the mountains with my siblings. A marionette play I saw with them. And a peaceful break during a long hike together. And now I had come here to celebrate. And to take a step out of my comfort zone. Drawing outside, over there by that little hut. But before I start drawing, I'd like to take you on a morning walk. I'd woken up very early that morning. I was excited to draw and to explore. It was a bit fresh, but wonderfully calm and quiet. After a while, the sun started coloring the sky. And with every step I took, I entered a different painting. I've always liked drawing and observing, and often took photos to draw them later. But for most of them, that later never came. I'd have phases where I'd draw a lot in a few days. Then I'd stop again and wouldn't draw for months or years. Drawing was always in the back of my mind, but it got drowned out by other things. Then I picked up a camera and started this channel. The camera let me see things differently and more closely. I noticed how I kept tracing outlines with my eyes. The wish to draw again became greater and greater. And then I decided to try to draw consistently for a year. I didn't have a specific goal. I wanted to draw whatever I felt like, even if it was just a few lines. There were many days with just 2 or 3 quick lines before bed. But most of the time, I didn't want to stop after a few. Except for one day when I was sick and didn't want to force myself to draw. I showed up for myself every day. And that feeling alone meant a lot to me. I couldn't have wished for a more beautiful atmosphere on that day. I got so excited that I forgot to turn off the camera while we packed our bags.
Don't have an attack on your birthday.
It was one of many happiness attacks that day.
And camera's there.
Oh no, it was on.
What did I say?
Yes. After having played hide and seek all morning, the mist was about to swallow everything. Within a few minutes, all we could see was white. But as quickly as the mist had come, it left again. And we set off to draw. And stepped into yet another painting.
What's coming again, honey? The cloud is coming.
Shortly after we had sat down, the ducks came by. While I got my drawing material out, they did a little walk around our table. As a present for myself, I had gotten this watercolor palette. Just looking at the colors made my fingers itch. This sketchbook I had gotten a few years ago. I finally wanted to use it properly, since it's specifically for watercolor painting. I'd made a first attempt in spring. Then I went back to black and white. And the rest of the book was still full of empty pages. But that was about to change. I wanted to start with what I was comfortable with, and then continue with loose watercolor. To warm up, I started mixing and testing a few colors. Then I picked up the fine liner and drew the foundation of the painting bit by bit.
There's a bee on your palm, honey. Who's it today?
I was very focused on drawing, but watching the animals helped me take breaks every now and then. This duck was particularly curious and came all the way to the table and to our feet. Two families sat down next to us at lunchtime, and I started speeding up a bit. After around 2 hours total, I had finished. I probably would have added another darker layer, but it was time to move on. So we went to another spot we had found the day before. A big rock by the second lake. First, we had a snack break. And we watched the animals around us again.
Can you hear him?
Yeah.
How can they just go right back to sleeping?
And just as I wanted to start painting again, we noticed some dragonflies.
Perfect birthday.
Born
Chocolate.
South of England.
And
And painting. I was a bit tired after the first painting and kept the second one simpler. The fog in the mountains came and went, and so did the animals. Thinking about this year again, I realized it hadn't just been about drawing. Before I started this channel, I had been feeling like I was losing myself more and more. I had grown more quiet, felt empty, disconnected from the world and from my body. I was stuck in my head, but I couldn't think clearly. I hoped filming and drawing would help me feel like myself again. And they slowly did. Filming got me out of the house and let me notice the world around me again. And when I draw, my focus shifts from my mind to my body. It calms my thoughts and energizes me. It lets me express myself, and I feel like I found a part of me again. I was waiting for one last plopping sound from the ducks before I'd leave as well. To do our legs some good too, we decided to hike down the mountain. A beautiful day was coming to an end. But my drawing habit is still going. I still try to draw every day, even if it's just a couple of lines. I'm just not quite as strict with myself anymore. The habit is there, and I don't see myself stopping it anytime soon. Missing a day here and there is fine. I just try not to miss several in a row. Are there any habits you'd like to start? Old hobbies you'd like to rekindle? I hope you'll give it a try. You never know what it might rekindle in you. At the end of that day, I wrote in my notebook a painting that surprised me. I surprised myself. But it doesn't come out of the blue. I worked every day for a year on it. Thank you for that. I believed in myself. I continue to believe in myself. I hope you believe in yourself as well. Let's surprise ourselves together. Thank you for watching and see you soon.